everyone, welcome to Asia Does Stuff. I'm Asia, and today I'm going to be doing a physical media haul. I haven't done one of these in quite a few months, so I'm just putting everything out there. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you enjoy this video. I'm really going to be starting with the Criterions because the Criterion 50% off sale truly was a highlight of November. First up, we have Dress to Kill. I love this film. It's beautiful, it's erotic, and it's very much like a giallo film. Brian De Palma really understands suspense, and it's a movie that's also very noir-like too. It has a beautiful darkness, there's mysteries, and this is the original version the way that Brian De Palma wanted it, with some more lewd and explicit scenes. Next up, we have The Others. I never forgot about this movie, and I was so surprised to find out it was in the Criterion collection. This movie is haunting, it is gothic, and it's very creepy at times. And that end scene, the climax blows my mind. I just couldn't believe it. And upon a rewatch, it still holds up. They really don't make movies or ghost stories like this anymore. Memories of Murder. Memories of Murder is a South Korean crime thriller that is funny at times, it is bleak and violent, and is also very ambiguous. It's based on the real first-time serial killings in South Korea and how they just really weren't equipped to handle these crimes. And I didn't even know that until recently. It's a movie that's wonderfully acted, and a lot of the cinematography is very ominous about what's truly happening and when. I really dig it. It's by Bong Joon-ho, by the way. Next up here, we have a classic, Night of the Living Dead. I've been trying to get this in my collection for so long, and I have it now. Night of the Living Dead is the movie that started the zombie craze, horror films about the undead, and it has an amazing performance from Dwayne Jones. Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai. I have not seen this in a long time, but I remember loving it. A movie that blends modern gangster elements and teachings, philosophical teachings of the way of the samurai. That's very weird, and it doesn't sound like it would work, but it does. Plus, I love Forest Whitaker. Love and Basketball. Love and Basketball is one of the romance movies that I remember watching very early in life, and I just remember loving it. It blends two things that I really loved at the time, basketball and seeing black stories. I don't remember ever seeing a movie like this, and it had two actors that I really recognized and really love, Sanaa Lathan and Omar Epps. It's a beautifully told story that takes you through different moments in their life and how they eventually get things done together. I just really love it. Beasts of No Nation. Beasts of No Nation, I first saw this movie on Netflix, like when it first aired. I did not know this was in the Criterion collection. I'm happy to find out it was. It is not a happy watch. It is gritty, it is fairly realistic to the crimes and civil unrest that goes on in many African countries, and Idris Elba is a very believable villain. This movie, holy yikes. Is it good and gritty, and it's not a happy watch. Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems by the Safdie brothers is, it is a dreamy movie. It is a chaos drama, as they call it now, and it's a movie where you just see a main character constantly be a fuck up. There are not a lot of good movies out there about that, but when you see one, it really draws you into their world. This character is incredibly toxic. Howie is weird. You see him do things that no normal person would do, and there's a lot of layers to this film that I'm still exploring, but yeah, Uncut Gems is really great. Now to one of the weirdest movies I've gotten out of the Criterion collection, Blue Velvet by David Lynch. I have not watched many David Lynch movies. I saw Mulholland Drive once, and now I picked up Blue Velvet. This movie is weird. It is a erotic, suspenseful murder mystery that goes a lot of places. I don't really know much to say about it other than that I didn't cut it off, so that's a good sign. But I'm still wondering what the hell I watched. Nightmare Alley by Guillermo del Toro is an amazing noir film. It is neo-noir, or as they call it, noir fatalism, a movie about a man who just couldn't stop with his ambitions. There is the 4K. I got this in 4K, and Guillermo del Toro originally wanted this to be seen in black and white, so that's the way I watched it, and oh my god, is it so beautiful. It's a movie that I truly enjoy watching, and it does get bleak, very bleak, but it's a story that he wanted to tell the way he told it. La Llorona. La Llorona, I did not know was in the Criterion collection. I saw it when it first aired on Shudder, and I love this movie. This movie is a political drama, it is a courthouse drama, and it is a ghost story all wrapped in one. Last but not least is Cronos. Cronos is a very beautiful movie that I don't quite know how to describe, but I will rewatch it. It does have some very haunting cinematography though. Guillermo del Toro really knows how to light a movie. All right, I'm going to start over here now. I got a full Batman collection. I got Batman 1989, Batman Returns 1992, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, and the Dark Knight trilogy. This was on sale and I had to get it. I used this to celebrate Batman Day, so it was really fun, and one or two of the 4Ks didn't work, but the Blu-rays are there too, so whatever. It's just the weird thing that's going on with 4Ks. I know other people have experienced it, but I don't know. It's just weird. Next, I picked up Twin Peaks, the full collection with all the seasons, Fire Walk with Me, and BTS. I started watching this originally on Paramount, but then Paramount went and raised their prices, so I canceled it and watched this for a while, like price tracked it because it was way too expensive. But I got it on sale and now I have it. This show, I look forward to watching more of it because it is weird and it is funny and it is very dreamy. And because Power is a show that I enjoy, I found the full first original series on DVD at Walmart and I got it. There are so many spinoffs now. They built an entire Power universe, as they say. And in my opinion, the only one I really like is the Raising Kanan one. Those feels like those have different writers. Purple Rain, the kind of biography movie that Prince made about his life. I remember when this aired on MTV. My husband hasn't seen it, so I had to get this one. A History of Violence. I know the Criterion version came out, but I didn't want that one because a lot of the BTS that I saw on there is also included on this one, and plus I didn't like that cover art. But upon a rewatch, I still can't believe this is directed by David Cronenberg. It is a great, gritty crime thriller that even watching it, I was like, oh, I forgot how good this was. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Vampire in Brooklyn. This movie is also a lot of fun. It's a horror comedy with Angela Bassett and Eddie Murphy. I love watching this one, and black vampires really wasn't too much of a thing that we were seeing back in the day. Sinister. Sinister is still one of the greatest horror movies ever. Scott Derrickson directed this one, and Ethan Hawke is so phenomenal in it. I'm a big Ethan Hawke fan, so watching this movie is always entertaining and it still creeps me out. I got the Castlevania first season. I don't have Netflix, but I remember when I started this show, I knew I wanted to own it. So I bought season 1 of Castlevania. I'll get the other seasons later, but this one is really a gothic and bloody anime that I had to own. The Tron Legacy Steelbook. The Steelbook that was almost pretty much not sent to me. There was a lot going on with this order. It got delayed twice. I ordered it right away thinking that there wouldn't be any problems. The joke was on me, even though I got it. It's so beautiful and I got to watch it and it is so mind-blowing how these effects still hold up. I'm just happy to have it in my collection, honestly. This is a Steelbook of Tron Legacy. Terrifier 2. I'm on to collecting all the Terrifiers, and I'm finally done. This is the Terrifier 2 Steelbook. There's a 4K and Blu-ray in here. I don't remember if the 4K works, but the Blu-ray does. So this one looks dope. Another movie that took forever to get to me, this wasn't even a pre-order, I don't even know why. Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool. This movie is psychedelic, it is artsy, it is weird, there is a lot of eroticism, and there is a lot of commentary on rich people. So yeah, I got this one in Steelbook. And it wasn't expensive either, it just took like a month to get here. We have another Cronenberg movie. I have the 4K of Crash. Crash is so weird. It's a movie that involves fetishism of car crashes and people exploiting others. It's very strange, but it's a David Cronenberg movie that I did enjoy watching, so I'm happy to have it. The Arrow 4K of RoboCop. RoboCop is a timeless movie. It is action, it is sci-fi, and the social commentary is spot on. Paul Verhoeven knows how to do that with any era, obviously. A boutique pre-order that also got delayed a few times before it randomly appeared in my mailbox was The Mask. This movie looks incredible on 4K. There are no problems with this release. The colors are vibrant. Cameron Diaz is so gorgeous, and this is a slapstick live-action cartoon if I've ever seen one. I truly love it. Next, we have Oculus. Mike Flanagan's movie Oculus is one of the coolest movies I've ever seen because of how it shows the haunted item. I don't like a lot of movies where there's a haunted thing because they don't really go forward with it. They don't show you how it impacts their lives fully. It's mostly just a house, but the mirror in this movie is very evil. And this brother and sister that we follow, they do a lot to try to defeat it. The Underworld Collection. These are very fun horror action movies. And Kate Beckinsale is super hot and entertaining in these. I rewatched these recently and they were just as fun as the first day I saw them. So I had to get these. Slasher. The Slasher series is one of my favorite horror series. And right now I only have this one, Flesh and Blood, which is the one where David Cronenberg is an asshole. But it's fun nonetheless. He plays a really good villain. These slasher shows, the different ones, they are very bloody. This is the unrated director's cut of Devil's Advocate. I saw this movie recently, but I didn't see this version, so I picked this up. Deliver Us from Evil by Scott Derrickson. This movie is pretty entertaining, but the only thing I would say that's weird is that they have the based on a true story tied to it. That's really weird, but it's an underrated movie from him for sure. Ethan Hawke in Black Phone. Ethan Hawke just blows me away in every movie he's in, honestly. But him as the villain in Black Phone, ooh, is he scary, and I love the resilience of the children actors in this movie. They are really the standout. I recently seen Black Phone 2, and that is one of the coolest, creepiest, like, supernatural serial killer movies I've ever seen, and I'm happy they took that route. We have the unrated version of American Pie. This movie is so funny. It's lewd. It has some offensive stuff in there. It is definitely of its time, and that's why I love it. I saw it a long time ago, but it's one of those comedies that you see and never forget. So I picked up American Pie. Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. I actually haven't seen this one yet, but I picked it up on a recommendation from my husband. So I can't wait to see that. Any dynamic with Superman, Batman, in animated form, I always care to see. Most people don't know about this one. This is an action movie with Salma Hayek called Everly. This movie is high octane, it is brutal, and she is so much fun in it. And it kind of left room for a sequel, I think, which I thought was weird, but nonetheless, it was cool and it felt very 2000s. Next up, we have Slight. Slight is a very interesting movie, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it has a very small superhero story that's told in a hood. So I think you should watch it for yourself. It's very underrated. Ooh, Batman The Long Halloween, the deluxe edition. This has part 1 and part 2 on here. I love this. I actually saw it on Halloween around the time that it came out, and I thought it was very fun and dark and very, very much horror, which Batman always is in my opinion. But it's a very good animated story. Jason Statham and Wrath of Man. Wrath of Man by Guy Ritchie is a very different tone from what his movies usually is. And I love it because of that. It's a more grounded, more serious, dark movie. And Jason Statham is a very calculated person. I love that. So yeah, if you love Guy Ritchie, you should watch this one. A movie that's steeped in controversy. The Interview. I actually didn't know this movie was controversial when it first came out. I knew that it was in theaters, and then it got pulled from theaters, and it was on Netflix, and then it wasn't. It was a very weird time, but concerning the subject matter about them interviewing a dictator and then planning to assassinate said dictator. But yeah, there was a lot of controversy about this movie. But I think the best thing is that at least it got its full unrated edition, the Freedom Edition, as they say, on physical media. So I love that. Next up, we have another comedy featuring Seth Rogen, James Franco, and many others. This Is the End. This movie has some of the most ridiculous and most quotable dialogue ever. I'm constantly quoting it. It's really funny, and it's a movie that is about the apocalypse. So why not watch that? Another James Franco movie, we have Spring Breakers. Spring Breakers is the first A24 movie that I ever saw. It's weird. It's kind of dreamy. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I liked it. And there's a random cameo with Gucci Mane. Yes, the Gucci Mane is in this movie. And there's also Vanessa Hudgens and Selena Gomez. I just think it's one of those weird movies that's a great time. The 4K collector's edition of Nope. I love all of Jordan Peele's movies so far. They all offer something very different. And this one is no different. This one is a horror sci-fi blend with a lot of themes in it. And the 4K looked incredible. I loved watching this one again. I can't recommend this enough if you like his movies or if you're looking to get his movies on 4K. You really should. Oh, so many movies. Excuse me, I'm making some space here. Next up, we have Nosferatu. This is not a new story, but this is the first time I've ever seen this story told in such a dark, gloomy, and gothic way. Robert Eggers really knows how to bring people into his world, and the actors that he chose for this were very good in their roles. I also saw this movie when it came out on Christmas, so I have that special treat for it. Oppenheimer on 4K. I watched this recently and paid way more attention to the plot, and I loved it even more. When I first saw it, I saw it in IMAX. I took an edible, and it was a full assault on my senses. Everything was so loud. Visually, every time I seen a speck of orange and yellow, my eyes were darting back and forth. I was happy with what I was seeing, but I couldn't pay that much attention because it was sensory overload. But I think if you love movies like that and movies where there's a historical story being told, this is the one you should see. Ooh, Us. Jordan Peele's Us. I love this movie, and it is very creepy. Lupita Nyong'o is so good in her role playing doubles. I just think that every time I see this, I get scared and pick up more on each and every theme, and the ominous nature of the end too is fantastic. And there's a lot of little momentary comedy in there too. Now, this movie is a double dip, and I don't double dip often, but I had to because this 4K is super sharp. I picked up on details this time that I couldn't see previously on the DVD that I have, especially at the end with Black Phillip and everything. Robert Eggers, the way he tells period pieces, folk stories, they're really captivating, and this is one of my favorite folk movies, honestly. What is this? Oh, one of the greatest South Korean horror movies ever, The Wailing. Sadly, the 4K did not work all the way. It got about halfway through and just started messing up, which sucks because the 4K looks so good. But the Blu-ray works, and this movie, it shifts tone so much, but it's not in a confusing way. That's what I love about this movie so much. If you haven't seen The Wailing, you should go see it because it blends so many familiar horror elements and also adds its own. Here I go with my weird movies again, because I'm weird. Mother. I love Darren Aronofsky's Mother. This movie has a lot of symbolism, and I rewatched this as soon as I got it, and the 4K worked perfectly. It was gorgeous, it was shocking, and it was weird. I do like this movie for so many reasons, but one of my favorite things is Jennifer Lawrence's performance. It is layered, it is sad, and I really think she did a great job with such strange material. I got the Darkman trilogy by Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi is such a cool director. The way he blends horror and action and his camera angles, they're so absurd. I've never seen the second and third one, so that's why I picked up the trilogy. Also, so I could rewatch the first one with Liam Neeson. Sam Raimi's film style is unique to him. It is. When you see it, either you love it or hate it. That's all I can say about that. Lights Out. I saw this movie once or twice before, and I immediately knew I wanted to own it. This movie is creepy at times, is sad, and I really like the effects in it too. The Blade trilogy. I love Blade. Blade is the first, Marvel movie I ever seen, and I love these movies because Blade is super cool. The first movie is a classic. The second movie is fun. The third movie is pretty dumb, but still fun. So I had to watch these, and they were like Halloween essentials for me, so I had to pick these up. Also, whatever happened to people being able to perfectly blend horror and action? I just love those mixes, and that's why I love these movies. Maybe the third one, not so much, but 1 and 2, they're really great with horror and action, so that's why I picked these up. Jumanji: The Next Level. This is the second movie in the soon-to-be trilogy because the third movie is coming out sometime, maybe next year or whatever, but these movies are a lot more fun than I thought they would be. It has a super stacked cast, and I've seen the original Jumanji movie, and although I really liked it, the effects are dated. This one is just really fun, and it takes the premise of a board game to another level, hence the name Next Level. Gomorrah Season 1. This is one of the most gritty crime series I have ever seen. I first saw it on HBO Max, but I decided that if it was available on physical that I would pick it up. And this is the first season. They're very pricey, so I'll be getting them slowly. But this first series, it is very violent. It's gritty. It even opens up with some crazy shit happening. If you care to watch subtitled foreign series, this is the one you need to check out. It does not hold anything back. And make sure you don't get too attached to characters because they probably won't live. The Ninth Configuration. I saw this movie once a while ago, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. It is very psychological, and the way I think about this movie is probably the way people talk about Jacob's Ladder. There's a lot going on with the characters in this movie, and also what you think is going on is not really going on. So if you like movies with wild twists, beautiful cinematography, this is the one you need to check out. I think more people need to check out this one, actually. This one was suggested by a subscriber, Hundreds of Beavers. I've heard of it, and I still haven't watched it. Not really sure what it's about, but it was a small indie movie that just started getting talked about all over the place. But I found a copy, and I'll watch it soon, but it looks really, really silly. hundreds of beavers on Blu-ray. Slumdog Millionaire. Oh, a movie that captures my heart so much. I love Dev Patel, and I was really shocked recently to find out Danny Boyle directed this. That's so weird. His filmography is strange, but I love many of his films. This movie is heartbreaking and it is hilarious at times, and it really shows you the power of connection and how determined people can be. A movie I haven't seen, Judas and the Black Messiah. I always planned on watching it, but since it was a cheap price, I decided to get it. I haven't seen it yet, but I do know the subject matter. So yeah, I'll watch that at some point. Oh, the director's cut, the 2 disc director's cut of Zodiac. Zodiac is a really different kind of murder mystery crime film. It's a very long movie. I also picked it up because I love how the cover looks like a letter, like the serial killer sent into the mail. And there are a ton of special features on here. Commentary by the director, by the actors. It is a very long movie, the director's cut, but it is so damn good and sad too, very sad. The 40th anniversary of Taxi Driver. Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver is a really great film. I mostly think about it because of Robert De Niro's performance and because of that old New York look. I love movies that show old New York. They're very bright and beautiful, gritty, and action filled too. So yeah, this is an interesting movie, and I love that I have one with so much BTS on here. Lots of interviews. Nocturnal Animals by Tom Ford. This movie is it is very beautiful, very shocking, and it's one of those movies that is a story within a story. Seek this one out for sure. It's psychological, it's beautiful, and it's sad. Next up, we have Dante's Peak. I really miss natural disaster films. There's been a few to come out recently, but none had the vibe of these. I love Dante's Peak. A couple others that I don't have, Volcano. If I could ever find a copy of Day After Tomorrow, then I probably will. But yeah, movies like these were coming out so often and they had major actors in them. I miss these because there's nothing that brings people together more than natural disasters. So these movies were very much so my favorites. Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. I love this movie. I've watched it 3 times this year already. Stanley Kubrick, sadly, it was his last film, but he made a gem in this one. It is ominous, it is weird, it is sexy, and it's one of those movies where everyone's performance is worth analyzing. Every last one. I do think this movie is worthy of all the examination. I really love the cinematography, the lighting, the painting on the walls, the color choices. Everything about this film is fantastic. I know it got a Criterion release, which is mostly sold out everywhere. It'll probably get a reprint, but I was not going to double dip. I love the way this movie looks. It is dreamy, it is gorgeous, and it shows a very cool New York. Hitchcock's Psycho. This one has the in color and the uncut black and white version on here. I don't plan on ever watching this movie in color, but that's cool that it's featured on there. It is one of the classic slasher films, and the tension is so damn good. Anthony Perkins is amazing as this creepy weirdo killer. So I had to pick this one up. Another Paul Verhoeven film, Showgirls. Showgirls it's a weird film because I love it for so many reasons. I love it because it is sexy, it is outlandish, it is brutal, it is sad, and it's a film that has layers, I think. I've watched it many times. Paul Verhoeven does add a little bit of nuance to this ridiculous character. He really does. I love watching it. One of the greatest modern sequels ever, Smile 2. Actress Naomi Scott, she is so good in this. Not to mention, she did a lot of her own vocals. She actually filmed music videos. She didn't have to do that, I don't think. But I think it makes the movie better that she went further and did all that extra work to be a pop star. The DVD of The Devil Wears Prada. This was my first time seeing this movie and I loved it. It had a lot of heart. It showcased a lot of bitchy attitudes that might linger in the high fashion world, and it showed a very humble woman. I really like that. I could only find this on DVD because that's just the nature of the way I was able to find it. I couldn't find it in any other format, but I do think it looked great. Bad Teacher. Bad Teacher. I love the Jason Bourne movies. So when there was a Black Friday deal, I had to snatch up this 5-film collection. These movies were all the rage when they came out. People really loved Matt Damon. I love Matt Damon as an actor. A lot of these movies really just, they have such quotable lines like, oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. Yeah, if you haven't seen these, you need to get on these. These were an action vibe. Krampus. I love Christmas movies, but I mostly love Christmas horror movies. Like most of the Christmas movies I'm going to be watching are horror related. This one is bleak, it is funny, the effects are really cool, and it has such a weird cast, like a weird cast of people, but it works. I actually don't know who directed this, but I love this one regardless. It's a staple for me. The horror series Penny Dreadful. I love this series. I loved it when I first saw it, so as soon as it was on sale, I picked it up. Penny Dreadful is a wonderful series that has so much lore in it. It takes lore from so many literary resources, so many film universes. I love it. Eva Green is so good in this series, and it's a very gothic series too. That's what I love about it. The gothic era just speaks to me. Everything's dark, everything's moody, and everything's extra. I just really love that. Oh, another Ethan Hawke movie. We have the A24 movie First Reformed. I recently watched this movie and I really dig it. The acting is explosive. It is a movie about a man who's questioning his faith, but it's a lot more than that. It is so much more than that. It's a movie that I watched and I realized there was more to it than I remembered. And maybe I don't like the ending, but I'm still trying to determine what the ending was about. I love this though. The Irish horror movie Oddity. This one is really creepy. This is creepy. I am a huge lover of Irish horror, so I was happy when this one made it to physical media. I saw it on Shudder and it creeped me out. The environment, that house, and the actress, she's incredible too. In the Violent Nature, this is a very experimental movie. Some people might not like experimental horror movies that hugely deviate from what you've seen in the genre before. This one follows the POV of the killer. The killer does not speak. There's very little dialogue surrounding the people that get killed, but this movie is mostly fantastic for its sound design and the kills. You can hear so much of the surrounding areas. And there is a kill in here. What do I call it? I'm going to call it the thread the needle kill. The thread the needle kill is one of the greatest kills in horror movie history, honestly. It deserves to be up there. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. I am now pretty positive that Stanley Kubrick is one of my favorite directors. He was so dynamic in everything he did. Cinematography, story, pushing the most out of his actors, just known for all of it. I love The Shining now because I have gotten a chance to rewatch it more and more, and it is scary. It's so beautiful. It's a gorgeous movie. And I got the sequel by Mike Flanagan, Dr. Sleep, the director's cut. The director's cut is it has so much more violence, and it's also a beautiful movie that plays around with the cinematography, and it is a great companion sequel to The Shining. I it does such a great job. And Ian McGregor is fantastic, and you really feel for him. And Rebecca Ferguson, whew, she's really evil. We got some more here. I've recently started watching this show because I started it not too long ago on streaming. Spartacus. Spartacus, this is the first season, Blood and Sand. This show has been an eye-opening rewatch. I never finished too much of it before when it was on streaming, but now that I got on physical, I'm addicted to it. There is a lot of violence. There is a lot of nudity. And the show takes some weird choices with how they stylize this stuff, but I love the show regardless. It takes a few episodes to truly get going, but once it does not stop. It really shows you how evil these Romans were. These motherfuckers are slave owners, they are traffickers, they are the worst kind of people ever, and they're politicians. Next, we have Spartacus Vengeance. This is the second season. I haven't got to it yet, but I really can't wait to dive into this one. Spartacus is a show that's really blowing me away. I do know that they are getting a new season that's coming out on Stars. I haven't seen it. I did read a little synopsis, but we'll see what that's about. I got AEW Revolution on Blu-ray. This is the Revolution from this year. And here's the Blu-ray. Look how beautiful that is. And here is the back. This is the back program card and the front cover. I have a few more that I need to get, but I'll save those for later. Ooh, the 4K that worked perfectly. Training Day. Training Day is one of my favorite crime movies. It has two of my favorite actors too, first of all. It has Ethan Hawke and it has Denzel Washington. Denzel is a tough, crazy motherfucker in this, but I truly love their dynamic against each other. They are polar opposites in how they view policing, and one is a rookie, and if I'm not mistaken, I think all this goes down in one day. That's crazy. It's really crazy, and I really love how this movie has such beautiful cinematography of California. It's very beautiful and of its time. Chappie. I've never seen Chappie. I bought this because it says from the director of District 9. I haven't watched it yet, but the cast alone says that I need to watch it too. Westworld. I already have the Westworld show, but I decided to get the movie because I've never seen the movie. This is the original movie from the 70s with Yul Brynner, and I'll watch it at some point. I am looking to get the sequel to this too, Future World. Now that one I've seen and I thought it was fantastic, but I think it's worth getting all of the Westworld property that exists. Hardcore Henry. Hardcore Henry is such a high octane, ridiculous action movie. It's filmed from like the POV. It's very bloody. It's ridiculous. And it has the main actor from District 9. He's in here, so that's awesome. Live, Die, Repeat. I remember seeing this and I loved it because I had never seen it before. And I got it on physical. For some weird reason, it has a 3D copy. And I'm probably not going to watch that, but it did come with one. A thriller, really interesting thriller that I really love is The Loft. It has Carl Urban, James Marsden, Wentworth Miller, Eric Stonestreet, and some other actors in here. It is a thriller that revolves around a group of guys that are friends, and they are all really douchebags. I just like it for some reason. I saw it on Netflix, and I never forgot about it. So it's just, sometimes you just want to pop in a thriller to just for fun, and that's what this is. Ooh. Demolition Man. Wesley Snipes is so campy and unhinged in this movie. It's pretty great. He does say some messed up stuff in here, but it's all pretty weird and fun, and it takes place in this crazy dystopian future. In this future, Taco Bell is the only fast food that exists. That would be awesome, but in this future, it's vegetarian, so that's really weird. I don't like that. That is That's a nightmare. This movie is so much fun. It is the 21st century's most dangerous cop, and Sylvester Stallone is they make a great duo in this movie. And this movie is pretty beautiful, and the action is fun. The sound is great too. Ooh, the extended cut of Ghost Rider. I love Ghost Rider. I don't even know a lot about him as a character, but I feel like even if you don't, this is the movie to watch. Nicolas Cage really acted his ass off for this character. He's funny, he's cheesy, he is ridiculously violent. He's the character Ghost Rider. And this movie's effects hold up remarkably well. I swear, like, you have to see it. It's pretty awesome. And plus the bike that he rides on is pretty bitchin'. Terrifier 1. So I have almost finished my collection of Terrifier. I have the first Terrifier, finally, and these movies are just so brutal, so gritty, and I love them. I still have to get All Hallows Eve, which is such a ugly movie, kind of, but I have to be a completionist. I love Terrifier. All right, we got some other stuff over here. Dream Home. Dream Home is a Chinese horror movie that is... I think more people should see this one because it is wacky, but it is brutal. It's like really violent and brutal. It's about a woman who will do whatever it takes to get her dream home. And it's in the backdrop of Hong Kong's housing crisis. So that sets the tone for a lot of what goes on in this movie. There's a few languages spoken in this movie, so the English subtitles do help. I will say that this movie is low budget, so it looks fairly low budget, but that's not a problem. There is just a lot to explore in this movie because of how determined the main character is. And you see everything that happens to her before she takes those actions or in between. This movie plays with time. So that would be worth watching if you care about that kind of thing. This movie is really dark. It is bleak, it is bloody, and it's a movie that does a great job with this material. Next up, we have a Warner Archive collection in Bette Davis in Dark Victory. I've never seen this movie, but it was a suggestion from my husband, so I can't wait to see it. It's from 1939. So I think it's worth exploring. There's a lot of old movies with a lot of great things to explore, and some of them are becoming harder and harder to find. So I picked this one up. This one I heard about from a YouTuber. This is a disturbing movie called Feed Me. There is not much I know about it other than knowing I think there is some cannibal stuff in here. The tagline says, "You are who you eat." So, yeah, I am exploring more movies like that. After seeing French Extremity, I just feel like I should open myself up a little bit more. So, I got this one. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by David Fincher. This movie is incredible. It is really bleak. It is very thrilling. And it is shocking all the way through. It is one of those movies. And it is a remake of this movie, the original Swedish film, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I had to get both because I love both movies so much. The American version does have a higher budget. While this one has a lower budget, I think the suspense, the thrill, and the tragedy is really done well in both of these. The extended edition of American Gangster. This is one of the coolest gangster films I've ever seen. It has Denzel and Russell Crowe, and I might have put this on too late at night because I kind of fell asleep on it, but it's not boring by any means. It's a very interesting gangster crime movie. This one is really dope, and if you haven't seen it, you should watch it just for Denzel's performance alone. Ooh, I bought the Lord of the Rings motion picture trilogy, the extended editions. I have never seen these movies, except I have seen the first movie on streaming, and that was a while ago now, so I decided to just buy all the movies in their extended editions because someone online said if you're trying to really get into these movies and see it in the best way possible, that you should see them this way. So that's what I bought. And I can't wait to see all of them. I just feel like it has to be a whole day dedicated to them. That's why I haven't seen them yet. Next up, we have the pirate show Black Sails. Black Sails is such a great show. It really is. It's how I love seeing pirates shown as very diverse people, very complicated people, and a lot of the circumstances surrounding these people weren't always of their own volition. So that's what I love about this. And it's also very action filled. There's a lot going on here. That's a lot of nudity and a lot of violence. As you can see, I have a lot of Starz shows. I don't know if Starz is ever going to pull any of their shows, but you can't trust these companies. So I decided to just start collecting. Oh, we have another Danny Boyle film, Trance. Trance is so cool. It's really cool. It has Vincent Cassel, James McAvoy, and Rosario Dawson. This movie takes the idea of getting someone to do something while using a love triangle. It's really cool. I'm not going to explain it further, but I do think everyone should seek this one out. Trance is a very beautiful, cool, and thrilling movie. So seek this one out. Closer. Oof. Julia Roberts, Jude Law, Natalie Portman, Clive Owen. Has there ever been a cooler cast ever? This is a romantic thriller that showcases some of the worst people that I have ever seen on screen. Their personalities, they're horrible, but it shows love triangles. Some things aren't explained. There are time jumps. This movie might be for you if you like to see movies with really tragic and really gross and really like extreme characters in love triangles. That's literally what this is. It's I could only find it on DVD, but it looks great nonetheless. I think anyone that likes movies like that should seek this out. Oof. The Japanese movie Coldfish. Coldfish is a movie that I found on a disturbing list. And when I first started watching it, I wasn't buying it. But it eventually gets out of hand and it stays there. It is brutal. It is bloody. It is psychotic. And unfortunately, based on a true story of couple serial killers. This movie is, as it says, blood curdling. You want it to stop, but then it keeps going, and I truly was disturbed. It is a serial killer story that I enjoyed watching, but won't want to watch again anytime soon. David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers, the collector's edition. David Cronenberg movies are sometimes hard to find and seem like they're getting harder. So I picked this one up on sale because I remember watching this one and loving it. I don't remember what it's about, but I do know Jeremy Irons plays a twin, and he's not a twin. So they do some really cool cinematography tricks to make him look like he's two people. That's why I picked this one up. I just wanted to watch that one again. Ooh, a funny comedy, Blockers. I love Blockers. It is one of those comedies that radiate energy from the early 2000s. The parents are being very annoying, and these teenagers are trying to enjoy their prom. It's a raunchy comedy where everybody involved has their moments. I love that so much. And the audio is really top tier. It's really amazing. The Conjuring 7 film collection. I have gotten these movies because I love them. I do. They're highly rewatchable to me. I wouldn't say I love all of these movies. The first Annabelle is not my cup of tea, but I do enjoy having them. I did rewatch The Nun recently, and I give it a lot of props. It is very good at its cinematography choices. A lot of the effects are practical, and it's very scary at times. But I just could not buy into the whole Jesus blood thing. I do look to own Nun 2, The Nun 2, because I did see it on VOD when it first came out, but I had to rewatch it. This one is it's a really cool collection, so I'm happy to have that. Oh, this one. I was really surprised that Martin Scorsese directed Shutter Island. It's a horror, psychological kind of movie, psychological thriller maybe. And Leonardo DiCaprio does such a great job. He really does. He does a great job of being this character that you follow and you're wondering what's really happening on this island. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but also there is Mark Ruffalo in here. Mark Ruffalo, Ben Kingsley. I love this movie. I do. And I think it's one of the underrated movies by Martin Scorsese. I have here a Marilyn Monroe film. Her movies are very hard to find. So I chose one that I've never seen before. I chose There's No Business Like Show Business. It is a Spanish import, but it has English subtitles and English audio, but I got it for a cheap price. That's why I got the import. The only Marilyn Monroe film I've actually seen was Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and I love that movie. So yeah, I'm happy to have a Marilyn Monroe film. Next up, we have a movie by Gaspar Noé. We have Enter the Void. Enter the Void is such a weird movie. It really is. I can't recommend this movie because of how weird it is, but Gaspar Noé likes to make people uncomfortable. He likes to assassinate your senses with opening sequences and color, and he likes you to feel uncomfortable with sexual situations. So yeah, that's this movie. I bought this from Vinegar Syndrome. It has the director's cut and it has the theatrical version. This movie explores the themes of the afterlife. That's all I can tell you about that. I'm happy to have it on Blu-ray. Ooh, I got an erotic horror, not erotic horror, but an erotic movie that was very hard to find. Madonna and Willem Dafoe. Oh my God, this movie is so great. It is an erotic thriller that I just loved watching. Madonna and Willem Dafoe have so much chemistry, and Madonna looks so good in this movie. It was a joy to watch because Willem Dafoe's character is quite the freak. That's why I loved watching this. I think it's an essential movie if you care about erotic thrillers. Daredevil, the director's cut. I had never seen the director's cut of Daredevil, and I think this was so much fun. I loved watching it, and I think if you don't know much about the character of Daredevil and you just buy into the time this was made, it's very great. So yeah, that was great, and I love that gritty look of 2000s movies. I really love that. Plus Jennifer Garner's in it, and she is hot. A movie that took a very long time to get made and an even longer time for distribution. Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell, aka the Japanese Evil Dead. Evil Dead was such an inspiring movie to so many people. A Japanese man decided to make his own version inspired by that. So that's pretty awesome. I haven't seen this movie. I just know that it got physical distribution. So I think this is worth supporting the director for alone. He put a lot of time into this. He shot this movie in his parents' house. He had so many setbacks. I can't wait to watch the craziness that this movie is. I'm just going to talk about these movies together. The Blair Witch Project and Book of Shadows Blair Witch 2. I love Blair Witch Project. It's one of the greatest found footage movies ever. And Although I was a child at the time, if I saw this in theaters, it would have scared the shit out of me. But instead, I rented it at Blockbuster, and it still scared the shit out of me. I got it on DVD so I could just preserve that look. I just didn't care for having it upscaled. It's fine as it is. The Book of Shadows, I keep falling asleep on this. One day I'm going to watch it fully, but it just seems very strange. It has a whole new cast. They still going into the woods for the Blair Witch Project thing. But there's also a CD-ROM on here. Pretty ancient tech now, but if I ever figure out how to, I'll play all the stuff on there. They have soundtracks and some other stuff, but I think that's cool that it came with that. And last but not least, we have The Fourth Kind, which is also kind of found footage-esque. I bought it because it was really cheap, but upon trying to rewatch it, I was very bored. I'm going to give it another shot for sure, but trying to watch this put me to sleep. I'm just going to put it on, get through it, and then that's it. I do like having it because, you know, it's very much a movie of the time, and it was a big deal, and it was controversy, and it was a lot of stuff around it, but I do think having this in my collection is pretty cool. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this video. What do you think about my pickups? Did any of these movies intrigue you? Let me know in the comments, and also if you have any recommendations, also let me know. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.